Okay. I had a great sleep. I went to bed very, very late this morning. Okay, supposedly may lakad nga kami ngayon, pero I've decided na wag na lang muna ituloy kasi I really didn't have sleep yet. So, ayan, kokonti pala yung sleep ko. So, I decided na wag muna akong pupunta doon sa lakad ko, which is really very important. So, I think I'm gonna do that tomorrow, okay? And by the way, yun nga ang sinasabi ko na I was hoping na may magiging live guest sponsor tonight. Kasi kung wala namang maging live guest sponsor, so of course I have to spend some money going there for gas, and then of course it takes about 5 hours to go there and then 5 hours to come back here. So I have to consider also the time that I will consume, and then for an hour show, plus wala naman akong paying live guest. So the reason why I was asking for some sponsorship, because I don't do this for any payment coming from Euro TV. I don't get paid by them, so the only way I could get paid is through sponsorships only, okay? And that's the reason why I had been asking for some sponsors as well. So anyway, before I forget, before I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna surprise you with my food. Okay? Because nagsawa na rin ako ng chicken, alright? Because yesterday, twice akong nakakain ng chicken. Kumain ako ng chicken, the one that I have cooked, and then after that, Papa Troy has come here, and then he had to bring me more Kentucky Fried Chicken. So right now, I've decided not to eat chicken, but it's really something that I'm gonna show it to you guys later on. Okay, so ayun, I was just trying to tell you guys na yung trabaho ko, you know, nobody wants to work without getting paid, because I am doing this as a job as well, okay? So I was hoping that somebody's going to sponsor and somebody's going to be a live guest, a paying guest, you know, because some of those guests that I had in the past, they were just for free. So, I mean, I have decided that I have to make sure that if I'm going to go through this, if I'm going to go ahead and continue with this one, I have to make sure that I get paid as well. Otherwise, you know, I'm just gonna be doing it for nothing, okay? So nobody would like to work for nothing, all right? So that's my point. So unless that there's going to be somebody who's gonna pay me there, and then to be a live guest also, and then of course, you know, it's a way for them to be able to in order to advertise their products, or in order to advertise their businesses, or if they got some issues as well that they really wanted to tackle. So I thought that would be the best place for them, you know. But as of now, I don't have. So that's the reason why I've decided that, you know, the only time I would go back right there is when I do have already a paying guest, all right? So everybody has to understand my point, because nobody wants to work for free. So in the meantime, I've been doing this anyway. It used to be the Mystica live show, but because I've already started with the Real Talk with Mystica, so I may as well continue with that title now, Real Talk with Mystica. So it's more on real, it's the real, what's happening, you know, everything that is real happening to me. So it's a real talk, or it's a real live show of me. So whatever, you know, whatever time I could give to you guys, and then, you know, as long as I can, and then I could get to you through here at my home, you know. I don't have to be well dressed up, or I'm not even wearing my makeup, just like what you have seen for the last few videos that I have made or I have uploaded. I wasn't even wearing any makeup because I wanted to make sure that this is reality, okay? This is reality, what's happening to me. So of course, you know, if this is reality at home, I don't even have to wear any makeup at all. Not even lipstick, okay? Because the last time I was using lipstick when I was having some statements pertaining to Rafi Tulfo. Okay, but right now I just felt that, you know, I feel comfortable without makeup anyway. So I don't have to worry about that, alright? So anyway, I have decided to eat something different. Well, I love to make my own homemade salad. Ito yung Chinese pechay. And then of course, I got some tomatoes. I got some saging bananas. Mandarin, ayan, mandarin, citrus fruit, mandarin. And then, maasim. And then of course, some onions in it. Alright. I didn't put anything in it except just a little oil. Okay, just a little oil. Supposedly olive oil, but since I don't have any olive oil, so I just put just a little drop of oil. I didn't put any salt or any sauce, soy sauce, because I do have this. Okay, do you know what's this? This is Tuyo. All right. Well, this is not really the typical Tuyo that we call it here in the Philippines. But since Tuyo means dried, okay, so this is a dried fish. This is not the typical Tuyo that mostly Filipinos go and buy. But still dried anyway. This is dried fish, and I've decided that this is what I'm going to eat right now. And the reason why I didn't put any salt or any sauce this one, because this is already something that's already healthy. Salty, I should say. And of course you have to eat it with the rice, because without the rice, that would be too salty, okay? And by the way, I was talking to Nasal Swam. She actually has ano ba yon? Pahula, okay? So you have to guess what is it that she's asking right there. Just like what I used to do. I used to have my hula what, okay? And of course, some people would guess the answer of what I was posting there. And then of course, she's doing it right now. So I've decided to join as well. So I hope I won. I was just making a joke to her. I said, "Hey, I should win." So I can give you some ice cream. Well, it's okay just for once in a while, but if you really have to eat this every day, I'm sure you're gonna have a urinary tract infection or UTI, because anything that is really salty, it's not really good at your health. But just once is okay, because I went to Pure God the other day. I had to buy some chicken and other stuff that I could cook, and then when I saw this one, I said, "Oh my God, I want to try it." So that's why I had to buy one also, you know, just one pack. At least I was the one who cooked it. I had somebody the other day, she was asking if when am I gonna eat again in front of the camera. So this is it. I didn't only do it once, but I'm doing it every now and then, every time that I eat, okay? Well, I understand as well, because me, sometimes like, I get to YouTube and then sometimes I see those people eating. They're really eating like hell, you know? They're really eating some weird stuff. It's like this one, when did I see that? I saw it one time. Somebody was eating this octopus. My God. This big octopus. They were just eating like, oh, they were even like uncooked. They're still moving around. They're still moving. Still living. They're not even dead yet. And they're eating them like they're just eating some fried chicken, huh? Well, I like to eat some octopus as well, but as long as they put it like in a like sushi or sashimi. If I go to any Japanese restaurant, I love to eat some sashimi or some sushi as well. Oh my God. Oh my God. I got this on my throat. At least I was able to get it. I felt it in my throat. Then I had to do like that, and then it just came out easily. It just came out that easy, because one time when Papa Troy ate this tilapia, and then there was this fish bones stuck in his throat, and of course, you know, he had to go to the hospital, and then the doctor said that they couldn't find it, so they really had to ask him to go back there for an operation. So of course, by the time he came home, he was like, he had this hysteria-eyed and asking, like, you know, he was hoping that I would cure him, because one time I was able to cure him, just a matter of by faith, you know. He had an accident before, and then he had this, his backbone was broken until the doctor had advised him that he needed a brace, so he had to have an operation in order for him to have a brace, and then of course he's gonna be bedridden for at least 6 months. The dog's too noisy, you know. So he was very fortunate at the time, because as soon as he believed that I can cure him, but it was more on my faith, you know. When I had prayed for him, and then of course I used my hand, my right hand. This is what I used before when I healed my son's father, having a colon cancer. So that was like 8 years ago. And then of course the doctor had told him that he was just gonna last for 3 months, and then after that he's gonna die. And he lasted for 8 years now. He's still alive, so it's just a miracle. Miracle happens, okay? There's a lot of miracle things that happen, but you just don't notice. It's like me, when I had my sickness, my blood infection. That's a deadly kind of stress-related disease before. But I got rid of it. It's just like Chris Aquino. I got rid of it. Well, I'm not sure about Chris Aquino's sickness, you know. I think it's still there. But for me, I got rid of it completely. And then, of course, because I was able to fight my stress, and that was the reason why I was able to recover easily. Well, it's not that easy anyway, because this kind of sickness is really something very, very serious. And of course, it's an average of at least 300,000 average in USA alone. An average of 300,000 in USA dying with this kind of sickness. But I was able to get rid of it right away. And I'm so glad, because I was able to fight for it. And that's the reason why, if ever someone is having that kind of situation where she cannot really take it anymore because of depression or because of stress, all I can say, all I can advise is, you have to fight for it. Otherwise, if it's gonna eat your system, and all those stress are being absorbed by your body, by your system, and that's the time that you're really going to suffer. So you really have to fight. No matter what happens, you have to fight for it. So it's more on you fighting for it, because the only medicine that you could get is by fighting it, okay? Because if you don't fight, then it's not gonna help you at all. There's no other medicine that can possibly get rid of that kind of sickness, unless you really have to believe that you don't have that kind of sickness. Because this is something that, you know, it's all in the mind. Sometimes if you feel that you are a victim, or sometimes if you feel that you are being stressed out, and then of course, if you really embrace that kind of that situation, or if you really are going to embrace those kinds of conditions that you have, well, that's gonna get it worse. So it's much better for you to fight for it, and then just believe that you are okay, and just believe that you don't have that kind of sickness. All right, that's all I can advise to you guys. Nakakatakot din pala ito. I don't really eat this. I just wanted to try it. Mabuto. It has a lot of bones. Fish bones. And of course, it's really scary, you know, once it's stuck in your throat. And I don't want to be involved in that kind of situation. You know, there's a lot of people who've been very, sometimes, like, even if you're really careful, but all of a sudden it just comes. That kind of situation. So I hope it's not gonna happen to me. It's too healthy, too salty. I got 2 more right here. Well, this really helps, you know, because it's really very salty, and then of course you have to eat this one, and it helps. Mmm. That mandarin thing. That citrus thing. This is really very, very sour. Ah. Alright. I promise I'm gonna eat all of this, okay? I might as well. But it's really nice to balance it with this, the salad. The salad with the sour thing. Banana. Banana saba. I got some bananas right there behind me. I was just driving the other day and I saw this. On the street. Somebody was selling them on the street. So I needed to drop by and then just buy. Well, sometimes I wanted to help those people who are selling on the street, and that's the reason why I had to stop. By the way, a lot of people had been asking me, why am I speaking in English? Well, for your information, I have a lot of foreigners who are watching me. And then, of course, just to avoid explaining to them what's happening, or just to avoid explaining to them over and over what I was talking about, and then it's much better just say everything in English, because I'm sure that you Filipinos as well, I mean, I'm sure that you've been to school, I'm sure that you have learned English as well, unless you've learned English but you never even you never cared to be educated. Kasi maraming mga Filipinos, sometimes they go to school but they cannot even spell a very, very simple Tagalog language. Example is yung right way of writing a simple Tagalog. It's like, for example, ako na lang, okay? So, yung na lang nila, supposedly, they are separated because we're talking about two words, na lang. Kasi pag pinagdugtong yung na lang, walang word na lang. Kahit sa diksyonaryo, tingnan mo, walang na lang. So, na at saka lang, yon ang may ibig sabihin. Pero yung na lang, walang ganun. That's the reason why I wonder why they do that, because I came from the province, and then of course we've learned about Tagalog language. That wasn't even my first dialect in the first place. Tagalog is not my language, because I do have my own dialect, which is Ilocano, okay? And of course we've learned how to speak Tagalog, and of course we've learned how to speak English, and that's the reason why I'm capable of speaking English as well. And then plus, of course, I grew up in Canada, I grew up in America, and of course I was well spoken right there. So I became very fluent. And then of course when I got back here in the Philippines, the accent that I used to have when I was there in the United States or in Canada, I have lost it completely. Because of course, you know, I'm dealing with a lot of Philippines right here, and then nobody's speaking to me in English, and that's the reason why I have lost my English accent or my American accent. I have lost it compared to when I was there. As you can see on my video, my live interview, or I was, I was having my videos, and of course when I was speaking my my English, and of course you can see that my intonation or my accent was very, very different to my accent right now. But that's okay, because here in the Philippines, a lot of English speaking here in the Philippines anyway, they do have the same kind of accent, just like the Filipinos, because they're used to having that kind of accent right here in the Philippines. Parang si Chris Aquino, di ba? Nag-i-English si Chris Aquino, pero ang accent niya is very, 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 very Filipino. Hindi yon ay, hindi yon accent ng ibang bansa, but it's totally a Filipino accent, And ganun din ngayon sa akin. Every time that I'm talking in Tagalog right now, or I mean, what I'm saying is when I'm talking in English right now, and then I do have this Filipino accent, and then I've lost already my American or Canadian accent, but that's fine. The most important thing here is I haven't forgotten how to speak English fluently. There's a lot of Filipinos, they've been telling me that, I've been speaking English, just trying hard. I'm just trying hard. They probably thought that every time that I speak English and then I got wrong grammars, or, they think that mali-mali ang aking English. They didn't realize that sila yung hindi nakakaintindi. They don't know what they're talking about, because if they can go through my videos each time that I'm talking in English, well, a certain person could probably say, for example, a fluent English person could probably say if I am doing it right or I'm doing it wrong. So for those people who've been saying that, nagtatrying hard lang ako, mali-mali ang grammar ko, well, obviously, sila yung hindi nakakaintindi ng tamang English, because I'm sure that they cannot even speak English fluently in the first place. They cannot probably even speak English at all, di ba? Ni Tagalog nga nila, hindi nga nila ma-perfect that's our national language here already, at taga-Maynila pa sila, di ba? And how much more yung mga hindi taga-Maynila, di ba? Well, for sure, yung mga hindi taga-Maynila, they can even speak Tagalog much even better. They can even make it more fluently than those people who live in Manila, especially whenever they are going to write them. Ang daming mali-mali, 'di ba? Para bang sandali lang, nag-aral ba to? Did this person even go to school? Why can't he even write his Tagalog, in a way that it should be right, But that's none of my business. I'm just trying to tell you, dahil nga sa I've been very, very careful about what I say, and I've been very, very careful also about what I write, because that's the only way for you to judge if a person is really been to school, kung meron siyang pinag-aralan, kung medyo mataas yung pinag-aralan niya, because a well-read or a well-educated person would be better in terms of expressing herself pagdating sa English, or at least kahit papano pagdating sa pagsusulat ng tamang Tagalog o kaya tamang English. And there are also a lot of people claiming to be very, very educated professionals, but then when you read them, each time that I post something on Facebook, and then that's when you realize that is this really a well-educated person, because the way she writes, she's got a lot of mistakes, and there are also a lot of people who can speak English well, because probably because they've been experiencing with a lot of people around them, you know, who are really foreigners, or, you know, so that's the reason why they could speak English really well vocally. But in terms of writing them down, and that's the time you would realize that, okay, bakit kaya mali-mali ang kanyang grammar, o mali-mali ang kanyang spelling, or maraming mali. Well, in fact, kapag sila is nagsasalita, and there's a lot of foreigners who do that as well, na akala mo perfect na sila, but when it comes to writing them down, and then, of course, mali-mali na kung ano yung sinusulat nila. Okay, ito yung water, but I put a little drop of juice. Because it's time that I drink something. I would rather have to drink something that has some taste, you know, at least a little sweet, instead of just drinking a plain water. Well, I do drink plain water, but I have to use some alkaline powder. And that's the reason why, for example, this one, this is really salty. So if you're not going to drink something with alkaline water, and of course, that would be so hard for you because you could get UTI right away. But if you drink alkaline water, or water with alkaline powder, so it could easily kill the taste, or the salty taste, or it could easily kill the salt, or any toxic, especially like soft drinks, or anything that is really toxic, okay? It can kill all those toxic substance that you are taking in. That's the reason why it's really very helpful to have your own alkaline powder. And I'd suffered for food poisoning twice already. And I'm so glad that for the second time I was able to have my own alkaline powder, because right now I couldn't go out without having to bring at least a little amount of alkaline powder, because in case that I would be able to eat something that is really poisonous, or something that can actually give me some allergy or something, just like what happened to me last time in Tagaytay City, when somebody has offered us to go and you know, try some of their food, especially the fast food places. You have no idea how long they've been sitting there. Most of the food that you can actually buy from those fast food, you have no idea if how long have they been sitting there, especially if they are in room temperature, unless they are being kept in the refrigerator, or unless they're being kept in a cabinet, where they can really actually just, you know, something like a food warmer, something like that. Okay, so they can just store them in a food warmer, so meaning to say it's always fresh, or it's well kept, you know. Unlike those, you know, they are just being seated there in a room temperature, and that's gonna create a lot of bacteria, okay, germs or bacteria. And that was the reason why I really got a food poisoning at that time. And then I'm so glad that I was able to bring my alkaline powder, and as soon as I had this kind of skin reaction, you know, I had this skin allergy right away, because I knew it. The moment that I had tasted that, I knew it right away that there's really something wrong. And then, of course, you know, some yung kati-kati, you know, they really appeared on my skin, and that was the reason why I just had to drink a lot of alkaline powder at the time. Actually, I didn't have some water right away. So what I did is like I just ate it, the powder. I just had to take it in. I just swallowed it like a polvoron or something. But then when I had the chance to go and get some water, and that was the time that I really had to put a lot. And then of course, that really helped me a lot instead of going to the hospital directly to the emergency. Because that's what happened to me the first time before. I was in a situation where I almost, I don't know, I mean, I could die at the time. Just like to what happened to one of my relatives before, and she also had a food poisoning, and then of course she was rushed to the hospital, and then that really gave her in a bad situation. And then there was also somebody, then she just died instantly because she wasn't able to get at the hospital on time. So I mean, she just died. So that could possibly happen to you also if you're not careful to what you eat. And that's also the reason why sometimes, like, for me, if ever I would go and have some food outside, I'd rather go to a place where they can cook the food. So when they serve it, it's really fresh. Unlike to those fast food places, like where you can just pinpoint, which one do you like, and then although they're going to heat it for you, but if it's been sitting there for how many days already, probably even 1 week or something, especially those fried stuff, they just keep on reheating, recooking them, and then you have no idea if what kind of bacteria that's already there. And of course, it's really, really hard once you get affected by these kinds of sickness, especially these kinds of food poisoning, that it can actually just kill you instantly. So you have to be careful to what you eat. It's much better that, me myself, I'd rather just cook it here. At least I know that it's really safe, and I know that I was the one who cooked it, and then I don't have to worry about food poisoning myself. Okay, so that's the best way. So you just have to be careful, because sometimes, like, whatever you eat and all of a sudden, oh, bang, you're dead. That's really, really very sad if that's what's going to happen. Okay. By the way, to Matthew Conrad, I keep on saying the last name. Matthew Conrad, once again, thank you so much for being a sponsor. To Tiffany Lariego also, thank you once again. And of course, to your daughter, Dayanara Aragon from North Hollywood, California. Thank you also. And of course, to Christopher Hab from United Kingdom. All right. So, Nasal Swan, I hope I won, okay? For your pahula, I hope I won. And of course, to Lamis, ayan, sa ating You Drive Rent a Car from Kuwait. And of course, to Monique Orquejo. And kung kailangan nyo ang lip tint, okay? Lip tint, alright? Monique Orquejo Lip and Gel Tint, by the way. Ganun ang pangalan niya. And then, she's got a lot of nice products right there. I'm sure that she's already got some new ones as well. I'm not really sure what kinds of products, the new products that she has. And of course, if you really wanted to find out more of her products, and of course, on her office or clinic, she's got a clinic dun sa mga gluta, sa gluta clinic. So kung gusto ninyo na magpapaputi, ganon, by means of injection, so all you have to do is contact her, Monique Orquejo. Okay, so go to her Facebook account right there. Doon nyo makikita. And of course, to some other sponsors as well. Kung gusto nyong tumulong ulit, sana naman, please don't hesitate, because I'm really relying on your help, on your support. anything that I could do. So, pwede ko naman na i-advertise pa rin kahit wala ako sa Euro TV, pansamantala, until I get some live guest sponsors, you know. Para hindi naman ako gagastos kasi every time na wala akong sponsor and I tend to just be paying my own money. Buti sana kung continuous yung aking pinagkakakitaan, especially on TV. So, I hope yung mga nanood ng mga aking pinaggesan, yung una yung One of the Base, kasama ko sina Roderick Paulate, and of course dito sa Tadhana. Okay, so yung 2 Saturdays of Tadhana, kasama ko din sina Rochelle Pangilinan, Paulo Paraiso, si B-Boy Ramirez, and of course to sis Jeline Eugenio. Okay, it was really nice working with these people, and I hope marami pang offers in the future. Sana hindi masyadong matagal, sana as soon as possible, kasi it's really nice that I could be able to continue my career that I really love, because my passion is acting and of course in the show business. And of course, doon din sa mga gustong kumuha sa akin in terms of my singing career, I can still sing, I can still be a performer. So all you have to do is just keep in touch with me sa Ruby Villanueva account ko, or you can go directly to my pages, Mystica or Real Talk with Mystica page. Okay? So, yung mga pages ko dati, yon biglang nawala, na delete. And I'm so glad na naka-recover ulit ako ngayon. I am sure na marami nagtataka bakit wala pa akong follower. Well, once you lose your main page, or once you lose your main account, lots of times already, so of course hindi nagiging consistent kung ano yung magiging mga followers mo, kasi sometimes bigla na silang nawawala, and then of course hindi na nila alam kung ano nangyayari, but that's really what happened. Okay, and for those who really wanted to know what's happening also, because every time from time to time now, I'm putting all my uploads to my YouTube channel, sa Facebook, yung Mystica Celebrity Channel at saka yung The Mystica Channel. Okay, so dalawa. I do have my Mystica videos as well, kaso nga kukuha pa ako. I'm going to find a way na makuha ko ulit yung number na yun so I can still be able to use it. Alright mga anak. Well, I guess I have to stop right now. I've been talking a lot instead of eating, so I'm gonna continue again later on. As of now, I really wanted to go back to sleep kasi wala pa akong tulog. Okay, so hindi ako makakapunta mamaya. I won't be able to go to Euro TV because of, you know, of some reasons that I cannot just go and spending my time and money if I'm not making any money back. Okay, so as long as I would be able to make some money out of what I'm doing right now, because I'm sure that, you know, like a lot of people would really want to at least support me to what I can do, because I consider this still a job, you know. I'm still trying to at least give you some ideas or give you about my testimonials, and you know, I can give a little advice here and there, especially for those people who've been very, very, very stressed out, and people who had no hope already about their lives because of what's happening to them. Or if ever you've got some you know, some stuff that are really bothering you and you really wanted to get some answers, maybe I could also be able to share you about my about what I can share, you know, I can advise or whatever, you know, if you can take it as an advice. But for sure, it's gonna be something like a learning thing. We share, we learn, we educate, or, you know, at least we can just say something, you know. It's either something that's really very inspiring or something funny or whatever, you know. Just feel free to be able to share it to everybody, because it's really nice that sometimes, like, you've got somebody to talk to, you got somebody to give your personal problem or personal issues, and then You just wanted to get some, some answers if you really wanted to. And then if you don't want me to mention about your names, well, that's up to you as well, okay? And of course, for the other sponsors that I did have, sana ipagpatuloy nyo rin ang pag-i-sponsor ninyo. Si Dovi San Andres, she said that she was going to continue as well. So, yung mga iba sana, i-continue nyo. Okay, alam ko na kayo, masagana kayo ngayon because you are somewhere there, especially those people who are out, somewhere in different countries. I am sure na yung konting mai-support or maitulong nyo sa akin, and that could actually give a big difference in terms of me. Okay, yung mga anakis ko, yung mga tinuturing ko mga anak, yung mga nagtuturing sa akin na nanay nila, I'm sure naman na hindi nyo ako malilimutan or hindi nyo ako pababayaan, okay? Yung birthday ko pala malapit na. Last time, ayun, nagpadala of course, Karen Cuevas Mendoza ng surprise. Si Nazel's One. Sino pa? Si Darling Jimenez. Ayun, si J.A.J, Sal Otakan, yung mga yan. Asa na nga ba si Teresa May Castillo Tolentino? Asa na nga ba siya? Andyan pa ba siya? Or the rest, Rabia Basser, how are you? Okay? And of course, to the rest of you na hindi ko na-mention, well, magparamdam naman kayo, okay? I am sure you're busy, but I am sure naman na you can still have at least a single moment of your life para say hi. And then, of course, kung gusto ninyong tumulong, kasi right now talaga, umaasa lang muna ako habang wala pa akong trabaho pagdating sa showbiz, because really, I have to do my passion, and this is my passion. Being your mother here, being your motivational speaker, or somebody who can give you an inspirational as well, it depends on what kind of issue it is. Ako yung tao na I don't pretend to be somebody. I don't pretend na I am that perfect or I am that person who cannot say any bad word or something, because in the Bible, God was saying, hey, you fools, you hypocrites, you brood of vipers, that kind. So, meaning, that's an example na pati nga ang Jesus Christ in the Bible, there was a time when He was really very upset. There was a time that He was really sad. There was a time that He was really hyper. There was a time that He was really, nagwawala na siya. He was already screaming, really mad. So all those characteristics that you can see through us are also the characteristics of God Himself. Because God is here in our subconscious mind, just like what the Bible said, that I am the Spirit, God is Spirit who lives in us. Our body is the temple of His Spirit, and that's the reason why God lives in us. So, seek first the kingdom of God, katulad yung sinabi niya, because the kingdom of God is within you, meaning to say within us. So, yung sinasabi nila na kingdom of God, wala anywhere, somewhere. Wala doon, wala yung darating sinasabi. It's already right there, okay? It's already within us. You just have to understand that. Kaya lahat ng mga sinasabi ko, because that was the real truth. Because nung nagpakita sa akin yung truth sa langit, which you can really find every experience that I had when I used to have those dreams, nung nagpakita yung truth, plus nagpakita yung sa akin in another certain days as well, nung kausap ko na lang yung word na yun, there was nobody, walang nagpakita except the truth. Nung minsan, yung first one na nagpanaginip sa akin, it was the truth. And then the second one, it was just the word who was talking to me. And every word are already being documented sa www.mysticatempleofchrist.com. Every word that's been written there, it was dictated to me. Okay? Kaya nung nakita ko sa Bible, sabi ko, oh my God, nandito pala. And that was the reason why I was able to come up with that website after 2 years na nangyari yung panaginip ko. So after 2 years ko lang talaga because those were the days when you know, some cases like I was just gonna go to a certain concert of mine, or anything that involves in other things, especially in show business, and then all of a sudden something might happen, something could really happen to me. I was bitten by my dog, and then there was also one time that I was just gonna get up, and then I have just I have just twisted my ankle, so I wasn't able to go to where I was going. So all those things, those were the signs that I really had to make sure that I could go right in front of my computer, and then I started just putting all these words together. And as you can see on my website, those are the words that's been dictated to me by that word, and of course by that truth in my dreams. Because according to the Bible, when I will choose my prophet, I will show myself in visions and in dreams. I'm not saying I'm a prophet. I am more of a servant. I don't want to use the prophet, but if the Bible says if I would choose my prophet, well, you know, that's what the Bible says. For me, I'd rather choose the word servant, because if you chose to serve God, and if you chose to evangelize, or if you chose to use yourself, you know, as the word of God, and then just be it, you know, meaning to say you are gracefully embracing the role that's been given to you, being the messenger, or being the word, or being the voice of the words of God, okay? Because the word is God himself. In the beginning there was word, and the word was God, and the word was God. So those words cannot be able to be shared to anyone without him using a person like me, or a person like anybody else that he would choose, in order for anyone to know exactly what are the words he wanted to express to you guys, to all of us, okay? So if ever sometimes that I could get some biblical words, because those are the words that's been assigned to me in order to express them to you. And of course, you know, this could serve you as also inspirations, or inspirational words that can actually help you while you are having all your problems, or while you are in the process of your confusions, okay? Sometimes you get confused because of a lot of reasons, a lot of things, but sometimes, like, if somebody tends to say something, and then, oh my God, now I know. So that's just a great example, you know, that what I was trying to say. So keep on viewing my videos, guys, because, you know, I'm gonna have some variety of stuff I could share. You know, I just wanted to share if ever that I would feel comfortable, and I would feel that I'm in the mood to get on my camera, and at least I could share you also about my life, my private life, what I do here. You know, it's just it's just inside my house, and then here I am. I can't even believe I'm eating, and all of a sudden here I am talking to you, okay? I didn't even finish my food. I just wanted to say something. So I mean, if that's gonna be the case, then that's just be it, okay? So I love you guys, and I hope that some of you may keep on supporting my show, my reality show, okay? Right now I am not on your TV, but I am here on my own Real Talk with Mystica, here in the privacy of my own house. And of course, whatever it goes, you know, whatever it is, wherever it is, however it is, anything that can do, anything that it goes, whatever I can do, whatever can Mystica do, in order to share you guys, well, just be it, okay? And let's just be happy, all right? So I'll see you again soon. I love you all. Mwah. Bye.